Our universe is incredibly old. We're talking 13.8 billion years of expanding gases, forming stars, and colliding galaxies. To human minds, that number is absolute. We treat that massive, stretching timeline as the permanent framework of reality. But we have a blind spot when we think like that. We assume that because we live inside the specific universe, our local clock is the ultimate baseline for all of existence. We measure the entire cosmos by human wristwatches. So let's break out of that local bubble. Imagine there are higher entities, celestial beings or observers, who exist entirely outside of our galaxy, outside our cosmos, and completely outside of our three spatial dimensions. To entities operating on that level, our universe wouldn't look like an unending, infinite expanse. It would look bounded, measurable. Picture a contained science fair project sitting on a desk, and these beings are peering in from the outside, observing the mechanics of how our little sphere behaves. Here is the dimensional twist. Because these observers exist outside of our physical space, they are unbound by our laws of time. Time and space are woven together in our universe, so if you step outside the space, you leave our local clock behind completely. This makes our sense of scale entirely relative. History, time, the lifespan of a star, these are local measurements. What feels like an exhausting eternity to us becomes a fleeting, brief moment to someone observing from a higher dimensional vantage point. Think about Einstein's rules of relativity. We know that gravity and velocity alter how time is experienced locally. If an observer is completely decoupled from our space-time continuum, they wouldn't experience an hour the way we do. Our linear progression of seconds simply doesn't apply to them. Instead, we get this day trip mechanic. While we feel time moving normally, looking into our universe from the outside is like watching a video on 10 trillion times speed. At that playback speed, monumental cosmic milestones blur together. The Big Bang flashes, stars ignite and die instantly, dinosaurs vanish in a blink. Even recorded human history is a microsecond. This compares the two experiences. On the left, we track the 13.8 billion year lifespan of our universe. On the right, the observer's clock. When our timeline hits the present day, their clock has only ticked forward one single 24-hour cycle. This ratio puts our reality into perspective. The grandest eras of evolution and civilization we study in textbooks are a single day of observation for a celestial scientist. But let's pan the camera out further. If our universe is a day-long experiment sitting on a desk, a scientist likely wouldn't run that test just once. Host 1. Imagine a multiverse lab of cosmic petri dishes. Each glowing sphere is a universe with different physics. They test variables, increasing gravity to watch stars collapse, or tweaking electromagnetism to watch a new tree of biology emerge. You can imagine them taking notes. One universe produces black holes, another produces civilizations. They are running these scenarios to see what emerges from the chemical soup when you let the clock run. Viewed from this angle, human existence looks like a specific data point in a grand, active experiment. Our presence suggests that the variables in our universe are currently producing complex, observable activity. The immediate reaction to this idea is often a wave of existential dread. Realizing that the sum of human history fits into a Tuesday afternoon for a higher being can make you feel tiny, but we can flip that perspective. This smallness indicates that we are part of a much larger, functioning structure. We are a component of an active cosmic ecosystem. Even if we are fast-forwarded and physically small, our universe is intensely active. It is full of expanding nebulae, star formation, and biological evolution. This complexity is exactly the kind of dynamic behavior that warrants long-term observation. This realization changes how we look at everything. The night sky isn't just a dark void. It's an active lab where things are happening every single second, or every microsecond, depending on who is watching. We are a specific, fascinating part of a larger story. The next time you step outside and look up at the stars, remember the scale of the experiment. You might be smiling for the camera,